Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share a story that quietly changed the way I see confidence, success, and wisdom. It's not loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg for attention. But if you really listen, it can change the way you live your life. This is a story about silence, about restraint, and about the power of not showing off. There was once a young man who lived in a crowded city where everyone seemed to be racing against each other. Racing to earn more. Racing to be seen more. Racing to prove something to the world. This young man was talented, intelligent, and hardworking. And slowly, his efforts began to show results. He got a better job, nicer clothes, and a bit more respect from people around him. But along with success came something dangerous: his need to show it. Every conversation became an opportunity to talk about what he had achieved. Every gathering turned into a stage. If someone mentioned work, he talked about his position. If someone talked about money, he talked about his income. If someone shared a small win, he felt the urge to share a bigger one. He believed this was confidence. He believed this was strength. He believed that being loud about success would make him more powerful. But something strange started happening. People smiled when he talked, but their eyes changed. Friends listened, but the conversations became shorter. Invitations slowly reduced. Respect turned into tolerance. Admiration turned into distance. The young man didn't understand why. After all, he had worked hard. Didn't he deserve to talk about it? One evening, after another long day of talking more than listening, he met an old man sitting quietly near a small tea shop. The old man had a calm presence. His clothes were simple. His voice was soft. Yet people greeted him with genuine respect. They listened when he spoke. They leaned in, not because he was loud, but because his words carried weight. Curious, the young man sat beside him. They spoke about simple things at first. Life. Work. Time. The young man soon found himself talking about his achievements again. He watched for a reaction. The old man only smiled gently. After a pause, the old man said something that sounded simple but felt heavy. "The tree that bends under the weight of its fruits does not announce them," he said. "Yet everyone knows it is full." The young man laughed politely, not fully understanding. The old man continued, "When the river is shallow, it makes noise. When it is deep, it flows silently." That night, those words stayed with the young man. Over the next few days, he started observing people. The loudest ones often struggled the most. The ones who constantly showed off were usually trying to convince themselves. And the truly successful ones? They spoke less. They listened more. They didn't need to prove anything. He realized something painful but true. His showing off wasn't confidence. It was insecurity wearing a confident mask. It was fear, fear of being invisible, fear of not being enough, fear of being forgotten. So he decided to try something difficult. Silence. The next time he was with friends, he didn't talk about his work unless asked. When someone else shared their success, he congratulated them without adding his own story. When praise came his way, he accepted it with a simple thank you instead of a long explanation. At first, it felt uncomfortable. Almost like losing control. He felt invisible. But slowly, something beautiful happened. People began to talk to him more. Not at him, but to him. They shared deeper stories. They trusted him. Conversations felt lighter. Realer. His words, when he did speak, mattered more. He learned that wisdom doesn't rush to speak. Wisdom waits. Weeks passed, and the change became clear. His relationships improved. His mind felt calmer. His energy stopped leaking into constant comparison. He stopped measuring himself against others. he stopped needing applause for every step forward. The old man was right. Silence was not weakness. Silence was strength under control. There is a powerful lesson hidden here for all of us. In a world that rewards noise, choosing silence is a rebellion. In a world obsessed with showing off, humility becomes rare. And rare things are valuable. Showing off might get attention, but it rarely gets respect. Think about it. The sun doesn't shout, "Look at me." Yet everything grows because of it. The moon doesn't brag about its beauty, yet people stop and stare. Mountains don't announce their height. Oceans don't explain their depth. They just are. True confidence is quiet. It doesn't beg to be seen. It doesn't chase validation. It stands firm, knowing its worth without needing to prove it. When you stop showing off, you start growing inward. You stop wasting energy trying to impress and start using it to improve. You stop competing and start becoming. And here's the most important part. Silence doesn't mean you hide your light. It means you let your results speak. It means you allow others to discover your strength instead of forcing it on them. There's a big difference between sharing and showing off. Sharing inspires. Showing off distances. Sharing comes from joy. Showing off comes from fear. The young man eventually met the old man again. This time, he listened more than he spoke. The old man smiled and said, "Now you understand." Wisdom whispers. Ego shouts. From that day on, the young man carried this lesson everywhere. In success, he stayed grounded. In praise, he stayed humble. In silence, he found clarity. And his life didn't become smaller because of it became deeper. So the next time you feel the urge to prove yourself, pause. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself who you're trying to convince. Remember that the most powerful people in the room are often the quietest. Stop showing off. Let your actions talk. Let your growth be visible without announcements. Let your silence show your wisdom. Because when you no longer need approval, you gain freedom. And when you master silence, the world starts listening. If this story made you think, take a moment today to practice quiet confidence. You might be surprised by how powerful it feels. Thank you for listening. Stay calm, stay humble, and keep growing.